SAG AFTRA, the U.S. Actors Union, has announced what they called a groundbreaking agreement with AI voiceover company Replica Studios for actors to license digital versions of their voices for interactive media projects for at least the next year. According to the union, the agreement will ensure fair negotiation and the ability for performers to retain control over what additional works their voices are used in. Several prominent video game voice actors expressed disapproval and questioned why they hadn't been consulted. In an FAQ, SAG-AFTRA claimed that the deal was approved by a union committee of actors who frequently work in the gaming industry, and because the deal was with a single company, it didn't require a full member vote.
So
the union says that it's important to be involved in the early stages of the technology's development, as this will allow them to push for fair compensation.
So in a nutshell, voice actors are upset with this deal because they wanted more. They didn't want, fair compensation for their voice likeness to just be AI'd. They wanted to do their jobs. They wanted to voice act. Because their previous body of work is not necessarily enough to just extrapolate what their future, characterization of, or what their future performance could be. And that's fair enough.
Yeah.
As for the position of the union, they're basically like, this is coming. Deal with it, essentially, is how I read this. And I gotta tell you, one of the things that NVIDIA wanted us to include in our booth coverage for them, that I basically was like, no, was a demo that you've probably read about or even seen that other places have covered, where you walked into a virtual bar.
This was the chick at the bar demo. I think I saw some of this.
So there's two NPCs having a conversation over the bar as you walk in. I'm not sure if that is large language modeled and with AI generated voices or not. But if you walk up, you can interact with the barkeep in any way you want, essentially, using, I forget if it was ChatGPT based, but it was some kind of large language model, and have natural, I use this in extreme finger quotes, natural conversations. There's a lot of issues I have with this. So first of all, I told NVIDIA, look, I've had enough controversy last year. I don't need 2024 to be the year of Linus promoting voice actors losing their jobs. I just am not going to talk about this for that alone. But also, here are my concerns. It's not nearly as good as other media made it out to be. The AI voices in the finals?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say they were that good, because in the finals, you're not expecting it to be natural, right?
It's an announcer.
It's an announcer, which is kind of a style.
Presentee, yeah.
Whereas, if you were to talk to this bartender about, and they're expressing concern over your dead dog, and you're on your way to John Wick someone or something, right? There could be.
It's a video game. Yeah, sounds very plausible.
Who knows? There could be any tone to this conversation, and it was not that good. So that's a concern, because I get it. I can see where we're going with this, and I do think that we'll probably get there at some point, where the idea is that, all the people who are getting laid off in the games industry right now can start indie studios and create gigantic worlds populated with vibrant characters using AI. I get the kind of the pot of gold that's supposed to be at the end of this rain blow, right? Where the games industry is struggling so hard right now. But it's not even, it's not that. And I do feel that other coverage, either, they kind of got lucky on the prompts, or they just, I don't know, they don't talk to people, something. I don't know. I felt like some of the coverage of it just was not representative of the state of the tech right now. And then the other thing for me is that I felt like it was a little I felt like it was kind of tone deaf coming back to the state of the games industry right now. Like as I was sitting here next to Luke, I found another round of layoffs in the tech industry. It wasn't game specific, but there's been at least a couple rounds of games industry layoffs this year or this week. Unity, was that this week or last week? Crap, I'm not sure.
I know, like basically all of this has been 2024.
Yeah,
I think Unity might have been last week.
AC3 Production says it was this week. Unity did 25% this week. There was at least one other one, I think, that was also games industry this week. And, you know, for my part, I'm just sitting here going, it would feel kind of tone deaf to do show coverage, right? Which is generally more positive in tone for us. Like we're not evaluating it. I don't think there's any reasonable expectation of like an objective, rigorous evaluation. We're showing forward-looking technology demos, and you know it's supposed to be exciting. I'm not excited right now. Oh, Twitch. Twitch was another big one, which isn't. Oh, Discord. Right, Discord. Discord was the one I saw while I was sitting here.
There's been so many.
And so it just felt icky to be like, you know, hype manning. Hey, look how no one's going to need... Oh, and it also had like real-time synchronization of the animations. So, you know, hey, who's going to need, you know, animators or voice actors? Woo, let's go! And you know what? On paper, it sounds good. Like any small team of 4 people could build a giant open-world game or whatever. But I actually have what... might be a controversial take.
Oh boy.
I don't think we need more games right now.
Oh yeah, I actually do agree with that.
And if anything, I think the just astronomical volume of games and the limited attention that people can possibly have for them and the potential for these kinds of tools to make them samier than they already are.
Oh yeah.
Could be a bad thing for gamers.
Do you want to talk to average white dude with beard AI model in this game? Or do you want to talk to average white dude with beard AI model in this other game? It's like,
I think it's going to be fatiguing.
Yeah. Yeah. And like if you're going to spend the time to really tune one of these models, like Lucien Lachance, an incredibly well-written character from Oblivion, trying to get ChatGPT to act like him perfectly when you can't just tell it to act like him because he doesn't exist yet. You're trying to craft this character. I think is going to take so long that you might as well just have a good writer and a good voice actor and just get it taken care of that way.
Avon Fox says, Linus hates games, something, hot dogs.
Hot dogs. I was like, oh, where's this going? That's funny.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like but then on the other hand, okay, look, one of the games that I love is called Freelancer. And that's a game that toward the end just runs out of money. Obviously, they run out of the ability to continue to kind of expand this world and create more missions and content. And and so, you know, I look at tools like this and I go, oh man, that would be, they would have been able to do it. You know, I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's good for some things and it's bad for others. It's very divisive.
Just like this divisive segue to our sponsor for the show.
Hey.
The show is brought to you